What up? What up?
What up, bro?
G Sportscast. Let's do it.
Man,
We,
I just realized something about watching that real quick.
uh-huh.
There was a lot of Mitch Trubisky highlights on there. We're gonna have to take some of those off.
Hey, I didn't even notice it, man. I'm not gonna lie. I never get tired of seeing it, but nah, that you bring it up, yeah, I guess you're right. It is a
We're
lot of
gonna, we're gonna
mystery
have to
just
switch it
on
up.
there. Yeah. Dang, bro.
Oh man, that's hilarious. But man, let's get to it. I'm excited. Another week, another chance of getting another good quarterback, hopefully for these Bears. Right
Hopefully.
now, it's all Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson sweepstakes right now.
Yep.
And it looks like we in the lead. We're gonna see what happens though.
Yeah, we're gonna see what happens. Like, I mean, pretty much everywhere I look, YouTube, Twitter, ESPN, everybody talking about the Bears like making a hard move to get Russ. Like they are actually might already be in talks with the Seahawks to work out a deal. And if there's gonna be a deal made to get him, it's gonna be something crazy. Like we was talking about how if the Bears got Deshaun Watson, how that deal would be like a huge deal. This will be probably just as big. So we'll see. Hopefully we hear something soon because me and you was talking before we started, and we
Mm-hmm.
was saying like you was saying like how you tired of hearing like all the rumors and stuff. It's like just come to we want to hear something concrete. I'm with you on that. It's like I'm honestly all these rumors are starting to get a little bit old.
Exactly. It's like every time I look at my phone, it's like a new a new rumor, and it's like you got to instantly verify the source, make sure it's like somewhat accurate. Like none of it really is so far for the for the Bears. We've been linked to Carson Wentz. We've been linked to numerous quarterbacks. Now is Russell Wilson, as you're saying. Man, what a blessing to get Russell Wilson. Man, I don't care what you would have to give up. I believe you found something on what the possibility of what we would have to give up in order to see to get Russell Wilson. Let's see that. Put that up.
Yeah, let me see. So I was like watching ESPN earlier today, and one of the guys on there, Dan Orlovsky, he threw out a potential trade that actually makes a decent amount of sense. And I'll put it up right now where the Bears would get Russell Wilson, the Jets get Khalil Mack and a second round pick. They also get Kyle Fuller or Allen Robinson. And the Seahawks, they get another quarterback, which would be Sam Darnold, and 3 first round picks. So it's like, would we be okay with that deal? I think so. I mean, I've already had in my mind that I'll be okay with parting ways with, Khalil Mack at this point if they needed to
Right.
get if they replacing Khalil Mack with an elite quarterback, I'm okay with that. I got no problems with that. Kyle Fuller, who will replace him, that'd be a little tough. And then Allen Robinson's probably either gonna hold out or be traded anyway, regardless, because he just got franchise tag. He don't, and I'm pretty sure he's not gonna want to be under the franchise tag and play for the Bears this season. So I don't know, man.
He
It's
might pull a Le'Veon Bell, is what I feel like,
yeah,
where
that's a
where he'll
possibility
just
for
sit
him.
out the whole year. And look, I mean, Le'Veon Bell ended up on a team that went to the Super Bowl. They didn't win it, but he was on the team. He was on the roster. So at this point in Robinson's career, I think he cares more about winning. So, well, winning and money, obviously. But I do you blame the guy? It's like I can't really blame him. The Bears, like, come on, let's be realistic. We're like imploding, and we're trying to bandage everything
Heck
by,
yeah,
let's keep him a year. Let's just give one more try. It's just they're trying to save money because they're all on their last year contracts as far as Pace goes and as far as Nagy goes. So it's like, why give you guys free money during a pandemic? And then we have to go hire a new GM, a new coach, and then pay them too. So it's like they're being cheap right now. That's why we still have that GM coach tandem right now.
Yeah.
As far as this trade though, I don't know if I like getting rid of Kyle Fuller, man.
Yeah, that's a tough
That's
one.
the only dog outside of Mac that we have, and if we're gonna give away Mac, obviously, then we don't have, and if we don't have Fuller, there goes our whole. I feel like almost our whole identity because the line feeds off Mac, and the secondary feeds off Fuller. They're the best two players at any given moment for their respective positions on the team. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Close third is Eddie Jackson, but the last couple of years he's just he's been playing whack. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, here I'm gonna put that back up. Nonetheless, I wouldn't mind the Khalil Mack second round pick and Allen Robinson only because Allen Robinson doesn't even want to be here.
Yeah.
But I just don't. I couldn't give up. That's too much. Giving up Kyle Fuller too. That's too much, man. I feel like we're gonna have a great offense and just a terrible defense. The only name on that defense anymore is gonna be Eddie Jackson and I guess Jalen Johnson. But that was just 1 year. Like he hasn't shown that he can do it consistent yet. He has to do it year 2 or get better year 2, which I'm actually expecting a lot from Jalen Johnson. But I don't know. We'll see. Just don't give up Kyle Fuller, and then I'll like that trade.
Yeah, because it's hard to get good corners or have good corners in like the league. It's a passing league now. So
Right.
to give up a really good corner, that's a tough pill to swallow, man. So it's like, do you feel like Russell Wilson would make up for the loss on the defense? Because the defense is obviously you lose them two dudes, the defense is gonna take a step down, a big step down with them two guys going. And it's like, who's gonna replace Kyle Fuller if he gets traded? Like according to this trade, which is just like, it's not like anything like rumored or anything. It's just his idea. But it's like, I don't know. Like I'm with you on that. Like losing him would be kind of rough.
Even though he's 29,
plus both of them. Yeah. But it's like a lot of times, like Jalen Johnson, he got picked on like a little in a few games because nobody wanted to throw to Kyle Fuller's side of the field.
Right.
So it's like, I don't know, man. That's a rough one. But, that's just a trade he threw out there. We'll see if they actually end up making a trade for him. Because like I said, keep hearing that they actually possibly in talks with them. So, we'll see.
And obviously, we want our defense to stay good, young. We'll see, as I said earlier, what happens in the draft. We can get some defensive pieces. Apparently, we picked up 2 more 6 rounds. I think you sent me a picture of that or something like that. But we got 2 more 6 rounds now in this upcoming draft. So, 6 rounds don't mean a lot. But you never know. You could find somebody. You could find gold in there. If you can at least find a solid player in the 6th round. Come on. We have like 5, 6 people on our active roster right now that came from the 3rd or below round.
Yeah.
So, but what I wanted to say was bringing in Russ will obviously guarantee that our quarterback play is going to be elite. And he's young enough where he can give you 5 years of solid, like elite quarterback status before he probably starts diminishing a little bit.
Yep.
He still has his legs. The offensive line it has to get better. It can't get any worse than what we had last year, bro. Last season was just like I felt like I was watching college kids or even high school kids going against NFL caliber players. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that's how bad the offensive line. They couldn't pick up a stunt.
No.
They couldn't pick up. They will read the wrong assignment. Like somebody will like block out a lineman and forget to kick back out to the linebacker. Just like basic stuff. Literally, like I would hear the announcer sometimes, or even Olin Kreutz. I heard him speak on his little podcast he has, and or it wasn't a podcast, it was like a show or something, but he was even saying like some of these stuff is basic, like fundamental stuff that they should be able to pick up, and they weren't able to do that. And you're getting paid millions of dollars, not thousands, millions. So that to be said, we released Bobby Massey, which freed up some money. He was just terrible.
Yes.
We're gonna get James Daniels back as long as he has that same fire and that same like gameplay that he had to start off the season. That's another guy you can rely on. And
Yeah.
then obviously we're more than likely gonna get one out of the first two rounds. Like I don't think Ryan Pace is that dumb to pass
I
up
hope
on
not.
linemen in the first or second round. Like I'm like he's dumb, but I don't think he's that dumb. Like come on, let's give him a
Yeah.
little bit of credit. So but so with that being said, the offense is gonna be fine. We got Darnell Mooney, Anthony Miller, like with just a little bit more discipline, he's gonna be okay. We can even draft the guy. So the offense is gonna be okay with Russell, but it's the defense that we still need help too. Like, or just to give it back to you, or do you think it was just a scheme thing with Chuck Pagano that the defense was looking so bad, or could it be just that we need some more pieces? Which one do you think it is?
I think it's like a little bit of both. I feel like there was some like a few holes on the defense that need to be filled, but also like I feel like it was the scheme too. Like that scheme, whatever scheme that he was uh they were running with under Pagano, it's like bend don't break. That don't work, man. Like they played a lot of zone coverage and good quarterbacks, the elite quarterbacks that they went up against, like the Drew Breeses, like the Aaron Rodgers, they just totally picked that apart. And they weren't getting as much pressure on the quarterback as they had been in past years.
Right.
So that didn't help either, especially you playing that type of zone coverage. It's like you running zone coverage and you're not getting to the quarterback. Well, eventually somebody's gonna come open, and that's what was happening. Well, same thing was with man to man, but it's like they I feel like watching like every game this year. I noticed them making a lot of mistakes, like guys getting open when they was running the zones, like they weren't going deep enough, and it's like it was a lot of miscommunication. It was stuff that they weren't doing like in the years when they were more elite, like 2018. So
Don't forget
you
about
know,
the
I
missed tackles, man. We had so many bad tackles this year.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. It was almost like they were scared to tackle us sometimes. It was bad, but it was just, a lot of stuff that they got to work on. Like, hopefully under our new defensive coordinator, we get back, towards like elite status. But
Hmm.
it's like if you trading some of these elite guys on your D, you know, your defense is
Right.
bound to take a step back. So it's like,
And
I
that's what
don't
I'm
know,
afraid
man.
of.
Yeah,
Because
and
because
it's
if you
like,
get rid of Khalil Mack, like, come on, man. Like, who are they fearing on the offensive line anymore? Like, on a serious note, you're gonna double
yeah,
team Akeem Hicks all game, and he doesn't have the caliber of like he doesn't have the abilities that Khalil Mack does to take on a double team and still be effective. I mean, to every single play, getting double
yeah,
triple team. You know what I'm saying? So I
yeah.
agree with you, bro.
Yeah, man. It's I feel like this what if they make a trade, it's depends on who they trade and what I mean, obviously they're probably only gonna get Russ. But if they do make this trade, it's gonna mean a lot for this draft because I don't see them doing much in free agency because they don't have too much cap space. And like the first two rounds of this draft is going to be key. Whatever happens, if they make this trade or not, is going to directly affect what's going to happen in the draft. They get Russ, they honestly, they first pick needs to be an offensive lineman, no doubt.
Right,
First
right.
pick. If they somehow trade like a wide receiver, I mean they trade like not a wide receiver, but they trade Allen Robinson in this trade. I think they got to get a wide receiver too in the draft because there's some pretty good
Right.
receivers in the draft too.
They're deep.
So
They're deep this year, bro.
yeah, yeah. So it's like there's some guys there. So whatever it's a lot going to depend on what happens if they get this trade done, and if they don't make this trade, let's just say, and I don't, it's going to be tough. I feel like they're going hard because like you said before, this is it for Nagy and Pace. Like they got to do something. Like Pace has to do something because it's like, let's say, let's just say like, oh, hey, we want to draft a quarterback. You draft the quarterback. That's kind of like, well, this is our guy of the future. We gonna have to. You ain't who say you gonna get lightning in a bottle and get like a Justin Herbert. Like who say you gonna get like him, and have a good year. Like you depending on a rookie quarterback as your starting quarterback, and it's like you think he's gonna be elite and get you to the Super Bowl. I highly doubt that. So it's like, they probably going hard on Russ because it's like they know we get a rookie quarterback. It's kind of like a downward move. It's like, well, we putting our hopes and dreams in a guy who's probably not going to progress and get us anywhere until like maybe 5 years from now at the earliest. So
Not with that
you don't know,
coaching.
man. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, how that's not, and that's I understand why there's rumors going out that they going hard for Russ because it's like they desperate.
Facts.
Pace is desperate because if they don't do something at the quarterback position and like make an elite step, it's it for them. Like we can't have another year of mediocre quarterback play and just have another 8-8 season. It's not going to work. They'll be gone. They might not even finish the season.
Yeah, and I think I've seen enough 8-8 seasons or below for a lifetime. To be honest,
Yeah, honestly,
like there's some elite teams out there that maybe see a 8-8 season once every 7 seasons. They're constantly in the playoffs, so it's like this team has been around way too long to not have had like a more. Well, how can I put this in a good word? Like, as far as their history, like they should have more accolades than the few that they have. As far as 85 Bears, okay. Outside of the 85 Bears, what do we? Because players that came out of the 85 Bears were Walter Payton. You have Mike Singletary. You have a bunch of players that are known as elite players, but they were all on that 85 Bears or around that era. So after that or before that, we don't really have that much of a rich history, even though this is one of the first teams. So obviously they're due. Like they have too much money and too much invested to not turn it around. So we're gonna see what happens. Just to keep things moving forward, let's go ahead and show some highlights that I found for our quarterback of the week.
Yes, sir.
And doesn't look too bad. As I was explaining to you earlier, I like his wheels, man. I like how well he moves. He's mobile. As you were saying earlier, in this league, you want your quarterback to be mobile nowadays. The whole pocket quarterback is kind of dead, man. Unless you're Tom Brady and when you're putting that on the money every single throw, they're not looking. The people are not looking for you. In other words,
yeah.
But let's go ahead and let this kid show out what he's got. This is a little run right here.
Oh yeah, he got some wheels on him, all right. Outrunning.
He got wheels. Yeah, he's outrunning DBs and breaking the tackle and still being able to outrun everybody else. Like right there, that guy should have been able to tackle him, but he's quick.
Yeah, he's pretty fast. Oh, that's a nice throw.
It was a good throw, good ball placement. And just to add to what you're saying, since it's a league where the quarterback has to be mobile, obviously you also have to be accurate while you're moving. So he has that right there. He had enough awareness to be like, okay, let me take this. I see that the D end draft or whatever he had to look for. Right here, I didn't like this throw at all. It's
Yeah,
three
that's one of
DBs.
that's one of them throws you don't make in the NFL because that's gonna get picked off
Exactly.
100 out of 100 times.
Exactly. So there, the awareness was not that great. Right there, people in the NFL make that type of throw. I mean, sometimes you see one-on-one matchup, you know, you take that chance. So it's a good throw. Great ball placement right here. I was watching these
Yeah,
highlights earlier. Great ball
that's a good
placement right there.
fade.
So the guy is good. Like he has potential. That's I'm not gonna get too far ahead and say he's good. But he has a lot of potential, and he's not going top 5, so he can easily fall to the Bears in the second round.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is a quarterback heavy draft this year. Heavy.
I
Oh yeah,
agree.
this kid got some wheels on him.
You got wheels, bro. I'm telling you, I was impressed. I was like, okay. We got to start familiarizing ourselves with some of these quarterbacks because we're going to be finding out real soon which one of these young bucks is coming over here. So
Yeah,
I wanted to show them all a little love until draft day.
yeah. And this is a kid that let's say Russell Wilson gets traded to the Bears. This is a guy who can learn from him.
Exactly. Sit on the bench for a few years.
Yeah, because honestly, he looks good, but in the NFL, I feel like he would need a couple of years to marinate so he could get better.
I agree.
Yeah, he's definitely quick.
Quick, and he's tall, bro. He's 6'2", 350,
Yeah,
215 pounds.
yeah. See, that's good size for a QB.
Great size. Kid's good, man. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Look at this. And he breaks tackles, man. Like you can't one arm tackle the kid.
Yeah,
One arm, nope. And like you see how he just brushed him off. Like the kid's strong, man. I'm impressed, man. At least his running part of his game. That was a great throw right there too. The running part of his game, 100% is what I like. And that's
yeah.
our quarterback of the week right there, man. Kellen Mond. Not bad, guy. Give you a B
Yeah, not
plus on
bad
the
at all.
highlights. Oh man. You got the
Yeah.
quarterback of next week, but what you think, man, of Kellen here? Ultimately, though,
No, I think he looks pretty good. Like you said, he's very athletic. Dude outrunning DBs is pretty impressive. But those DBs is gonna be like linebackers in the NFL. So it's
right?
like he looked like he might be able to outrun some linebackers as far as DBs in the NFL. No, but he got some decent speed on him. And he was making some of those throws that, we saw in the highlights. He was throwing some dimes in there. Like you said, he got some pretty good ball placement. But like I said, I think from when I'm seeing that those few highlights, I feel like he's good, but I feel like he's going to be one of them quarterbacks that gets drafted in a second round or later, most likely second round. Because like I said, one of the mock drafts I saw, he was the Patriots was one of the teams that might be interested in him, because they quarterback situation.
Right.
But I feel like he will be a guy that sits on the bench maybe a year or two and then comes in after he marinates for a little bit. But he needs to be with a good quarterback coach, a good head coach who's good with quarterbacks and in a good system for him to be successful.
I agree. I mean, yeah, he can easily come here and just he'd be fucked. I mean, unless we had somebody like Russell, like you said. Now, the odds of us getting Russell, we'll see. We'll probably end up knowing Nagy and knowing Ryan Pace. Just going by history of their stupidity. We're probably gonna end up getting like Alex Smith or something, bro. Like
Yeah,
we're gonna
probably.
have to unfortunately like deal with that most likely. And then if they were really smart though, instead of taking I mean, yes, obviously like Russell is already proven, or Wilson, or I mean, I'm sorry, or Watson, he's also proven you want guys like that, and you'll trade first or third. You know, you'll trade all the first round picks that you can for guys like that. But in another sense, too, it's like if you're willing to give up so much capital for a quarterback that's proven, if you can't get them because they're asking for absolutely too much, and you don't want to do it because it's gonna break the entire future,
Yep.
then trade maybe one or two and move up to like maybe top six, and you get one of those more like more or how should I say this? Those quarterbacks that have more potential. There you go. That's what I was trying to say. That have more potential than the Kellen Monds and who we did we show last time, Jamie Newman, Kyle Trask, like more potential than those guys, and invest in those guys, and maybe we'll get a return.
Yeah.
And maybe if we all see that, okay, they made the right choice, this guy's got it, they'll keep him around and we'll see. But ultimately, I agree with what you're saying, though. Like, if they don't go out and get somebody that's great, like it's pretty much not gonna happen. Like, it's a done deal.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens, man. I'm excited. Like I keep saying every week, I like draft. I like the draft. When I was younger, I didn't really care about it, but the older I get, I kind of I understand it more, and it's just now it's exciting to see like, okay, who we gonna get? Okay, now I'm even starting to get in college ball a little bit more, just because I want to see, okay, all the this guy would fit well with how our culture is here. It's just fun, man, and football in general is just fun. So I enjoy it. I enjoy doing this podcast with you every week.
Yep.
And I look forward to seeing what keeps what happens for our future here. You got anything you want to add about the Bears this week?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, cool. So let's switch over to these young Bulls, man. Finally got a decent win. Want you to, go ahead and talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, man. They had lost 2 previous games, and they weren't looking too good at all. But they turned it around a little bit, and I guess it took maybe like a little kick in the butt because a couple of their starters got benched, like Kobe White got benched, and Wendell Carter Jr. got benched this past game, and they started a different lineup. Coach Donovan said that he went to the guys, Wendell Carter and Kobe White. He went to them and he said that they took it pretty well, and they understood, and it seemed like they they went it was fine, and like their lineup. I mean, not the lineup, but if you look at man, do I have it? Um, their stats for the game. Yeah, here it is. Their stats for the game. You look at it, like I think there's 9 guys here in double figures.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
so it's
impressed.
like it was a pretty even like game. It was a lot of ball movement. Guys are sharing the ball. Guys off the bench scored. Like Kobe White had 13 off the bench. Wendell Carter Jr. had 12 points off the bench and 11 rebounds.
Ooh, nice
You
double
know,
double right there, man.
yeah, and then Otto
That's off
Porter
the
Jr.
bench too, man. That's impressive.
Yeah, and he scored off the bench, and then Patrick Williams, he had a really good night. He scored 23 points. So Zach LaVine kind of took a back seat. He's kind of I don't know. I was watching the game. He looked like he was just kind of chilling. Like, yeah, y'all got this tonight. I'm just gonna chill out. It was almost like a day off without being a day off. But
Yeah.
yeah, but it seemed like it worked. We'll see going forward. They got some. We already talked about their schedule last week. They got some tough games coming up. And I think tomorrow night they play the Thunder, which typically okay, that's a win, but with these dudes, you never know because like they lost to the 76ers without Joel Embiid and without Ben Simmons, so it's like you never know. And then they lost to Miami right after that, and Goran Dragic, like I think it was the third or the fourth quarter, just totally snapped them. They couldn't stop the man. So it's like you never know with these dudes. They had their moments. But in saying that, I'm gonna show some highlights from the game last night. you know, some of the like highlights of the nice plays they made, but we'll see.
And I got to give credit to the coach, man, for you to sit down. Players are starters. Obviously they start each game, and for him to be like, I don't care that you're my starter, practically a star on the team. I don't care. Like if you're not playing well, I'm gonna hold you accountable. A good shot.
Yeah, and the fact that they were okay, didn't mess with the team chemistry. Guys still going out there playing hard. That's good. It's still a fairly young team, and it's like they still, they still got some work to do. Hopefully, they make a move before the trade deadline because I feel like, like I said before, or this I put this highlight in for you because I know Kobe White's your guy,
Yeah, that's my
but
guy. Yeah.
but you don't want your superstar player, Zach LaVine, to be unhappy because this is the NBA. These guys, they'll they ain't happy. They'll find a way to the team they want to be on. You've seen this what happened with James Harden.
Right. Yeah. These guys in a heartbeat are like, and I got every week that we still have Zach LaVine. I got to give the guy props for his loyalty, man. He's still with us. He's trying to give us a chance. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure people are after him left and right, calling his agent. If they're able to do that during, when it's not trade deadline anymore.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
good
that's
ball
nice.
movement. That's great ball movement, man.
Yeah, that's one of the things that they've like had done real well this year is they ball movement. Like they in past years, that ball movement was the ball would be pretty stagnant, but this year it seems like they seem like they gotten it together. All right, let me remove this. Oh, looks like we lost Mike. Oh, let me see. Well, while he's gone, okay, there he is.
My bad, bro. My thing was trying to like update something. I don't know what happened. I was like, wow, it had to happen to me.
I'm like, whoa, what's going on? I'm over talking to myself.
No, yeah, my bad, bro. Yeah, it just like started downloading something. Oh no, man, my bad. What were you saying
You
before I
good,
got
man?
kicked off? Before I rudely got kicked off?
No, I was just talking about the ball movement. How like in the past, like the ball move was like real stagnant. Wasn't moving around
Yeah,
as much as it is this year. This year, the ball moves like way better. That's why the offense has gotten so much better this year. Defense has like been like really up and down, mostly down this year. With that and the turnovers, but the ball movement this year and the offense has been great. They just got to work on like defense and turnovers. Like they make too many stupid turnovers, and the defense is like can be atrocious at times.
yeah, and the defense. I mean, it's because they don't really have, from what I see from the few games that I get to watch out here where I'm at. Uh, what I see is that they don't really have that defensive guy where it's like, all right, y'all bullshitting. Like, it's time to lock down. Like, I'm not having this no more. You know what I'm saying? They don't have that
Yeah,
guy. Or if they do, that guy's not good enough on defense to really like lead by example. Because hey, you could talk the talk all day, but if you're not doing nothing, I'm not really gonna follow you. Like, it's as simple as that. If you're just gonna sit there and bark orders, but you can't even hit or you can't even hold your guy down to 15 points, he's dropping 30 on you every week. Like, why would I listen to you? You know what I'm saying? So they need a guy that is like that and is effective. That's when their defense is really gonna go up. And I know that last week Josh was talking about us possibly getting Drummond, and it looks like the Lakers went out and got him now. So it's like we're missing out on those good pieces only because we're not like everybody's like favorite destination right now. I mean, there's nothing going on in Chicago for people to be like, yes, that's where I want to go. Like, people
right.
are gonna want to go to the Nets. Harden. People are gonna want to go to the Lakers, Drummond, and Nets again with who went there recently, Blake Griffin. Like, so people want to
Yeah.
go to elite teams. Like, they don't want to go to teams that are on the up and up. Like, that could take forever. Trust the process. You see that they haven't even made it to a finals yet. Talking about
Yeah.
trust the process. So you just don't know. You have to sometimes you have to get guys that are proven. Kind of like going back to the Bears thing where it's like we can go and get a rookie even if we trade up in first round, but he's not proven like Russ. So same thing here. Like, we need guys that are proven and they're gonna come help now. And that's not gonna happen. It's clearly not gonna happen this season. Nobody's gonna come
Yeah.
over here to help these guys, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
they're gonna have to make do with what they got.
Yeah. And that's what it seems like. Like they don't feel like I feel like whatever roster we got is the roster we gonna finish the season with. Like it is what it is. Like it's unfortunate, and like hopefully, Zach Levine was like, but eventually a guy like him, and hopefully, then they start winning some more games. Maybe they can make it to the playoffs, make it into the play-in tournament, something like dudes have some more excitement around here in Chicago. Because it's like a
Right,
dude like him, he wants to win, and it's like he gonna get frustrated to the point where it's like, yeah, I'm sorry, I like it here in Chicago, but we not winning, and yeah, it might seem like we got a new GM and stuff, and you know, but are we like, how long is it gonna take for us to get to that elite level where he wants to be at? Who knows?
right. And yeah, like, not only who knows is that we're not bad enough to even get like another star. Like, for example, if we would have been horrible last year or whatever, we would have had a chance to get LaMelo, or the year before that. If we were really that terrible, we would have had a chance to get Zion. But we don't really have a chance to get a guy in the lottery, even though we do pick guys from the lottery. I think that's how we got Kobe. Oh no, that's how we got Williams. But not we don't get like the number one pick. Like, what was the last time we got the number one pick? I think Derrick Rose.
Yeah, it was Derrick Rose, and we
And
got
what
lucky.
happened? And what we got lucky, because it was between him and Michael Beasley, and we went with the right guy. Um, but my point that I'm trying to make is we got a first round pick, and what did Derrick Rose do single handedly? He changed the game. He changed how Chicago, like how other people view Chicago sports as far as basketball, because after Jordan left, we haven't been relevant really. So
Yeah, honestly,
Derrick Rose was selling tickets. We had studs, man. Luau Dang. Who else do we have with him?
Joakim Noah.
Joakim Noah, Tosh Gibson, Carlos Boozer. Like, we had some studs. Why? Because we had Derrick Rose. People wanted to play with Derrick Rose. He was a beast. Like, come on, man. So we need, and then just to finish what I was trying to say is just that we're not bad enough to get into the lottery and get the first pick. So we're stuck in like just this, like, not terrible. We're just bad, and we're not able to get the great players to get us out of that hole, or we're not able to get anybody for free agency that's truly going to come here and do an impact. So it's like we're
Right.
stuck. We're stuck right now until one of these guys that we keep drafting comes up to be another Zach Levine, another like stud. Like, I feel like that we're going to be stuck on that for like a couple years.
Yeah, and honestly, you're probably right, man. Because it's like there's right now nobody wants to come here, you know, unless we start winning and stuff, and there's more excitement. Because this is a big market in Chicago, and like guys want to play in big markets, but it's like they also look at the organization. Like, okay, is this a winning organization? Are they on the come up? Are they on the uptick? Can I like you know, will my brand succeed here? Because a lot of guys about their brand nowadays. And right now it's just like, yeah, this is a big market, but you swear it was a small market the way like things are here.
Right.
We don't get none of the big name guys here anymore. It's just how we got Zach Levine from a trade, you know, and we got rid of Jimmy Butler, who we drafted. So It's just
Right.
like you're right, man. We might be stuck in this little rut for a while, unless something happens where, maybe they make a trade for a guy. Maybe we get like lucky in the draft, like you was saying. Who knows? But mediocrity, ain't nobody down with that. You know, if we make it to the playoffs this year, we ain't gonna do nothing. It's just gonna be
Facts.
like a
It's
one
gonna
and
be
done
like the Bears.
situation.
It's gonna be like the
Yeah,
Bears.
it's literally gonna be just like the Bears. The same exact thing. They're gonna get
Oh my
whooped in the
God.
first round. It's just how it's gonna be. So it's like, yeah,
Whoop.
it'd be nice to actually make it to the playoffs, and maybe that'll keep Zach Levine here, but we ain't like we're gonna do anything. So it's like, it's it's some work still need to be done here. Our new GM, he got some work to do. But only time will tell, I guess.
Only time will tell, man. And we'll just see. Like we have nothing but time, I guess. Well, I guess let's not take time you know so granted. Obviously, pandemics going on and killing people, but all we have is what I meant to say is all we have is time. Like we just got to just sit here and take it day by day, and we'll see if they keep getting better. If that defense actually becomes at least decent, where it's like you're consistently decent, they'll be able to make some noise, at least win a game in the playoffs. But they still got what 20 something games if I'm not mistaken, or like 30.
Yeah, yeah, like 20 something games, I think.
So there's still a shot
Maybe
there.
more. Yeah.
Is there any more highlights, or was that the only highlights you had?
No, that was only highlight package. The other one was I had two of the same one with the audio, one without the audio.
Okay, cool, man. So I think we safe to wrap it up. I think then.
Uh yeah, looks like we covered everything.
All right, cool, man. Well, I appreciate whoever's out there watching us live right now. Probably our main man, Josh. Shout out to you. Yeah, let's do shout outs real quick, man. Always got to do
Uh
shout outs. Always got to do shout outs. Shout
oh
out to my
yeah.
wife. She in there sleeping. This is my room back here. She in there sleeping, man. So I appreciate her letting me, take the time to do this every week. I'm sure, she'd rather me be spending time with her, but she's awesome enough to, just let me do my thing, have fun, and hold down the house while I'm doing my business here. So shout out my wife, and then shout out whoever I think it is out there watching us right now. Appreciate you.
Yeah, let me do the same thing. Let me shout out my wife, watching the kids, keeping them they not really calm, but watching them while we doing this. Shout out her. You know, let me shout out, like you said, whoever's watching. I appreciate you. And anybody else who's viewed us. Appreciate
Facts.
y'all. Oh, actually, I think let me go make sure. One more thing before we wrap it up. I think let me see. Yeah, I got for the fact of the week. We haven't done this in a while.
Oh yeah, we haven't. You're right. You're right.
I think I got one. Let me see. Okay, yeah, here it is. So this is a fact from last night's game against the Raptors. And I did not know this. And I've been watching the Bulls for who knows forever. This is the first time. This is the last time they beat these dudes. The last time the Bulls beat the Raptors, I'm like I had to do a double take on this one. The last time they actually beat the Raptors was on Valentine's Day of 2017. Valentine's Day of 2017 was the last time they had beat them in Chicago. Yeah,
Damn.
no, not just period. Not in Chicago, just period. The last time the Bulls beat the Raptors. I did not realize it had been that long since they beat them. That's crazy. Now I'm gonna go back and double check that because I'm still mind blown about that. I saw it last night. I heard about it last night too when I was
That's like
watching the
4
game.
years because it's 2021 now, so that's like 4 years of you
It's
just
4 years.
the Raptors.
I heard it last night during the game, and then I seen it on the internet today. I'm like, there's no way. I'm gonna go back and double check that and make sure. But like this is literally the second time I've heard it in the last 24 hours. So it's like, there's no way they haven't beat these dudes in 4 years. That's crazy.
It's hard to believe because I don't really remember the Raptors being that good for the last 4 years. Like I remember them being good for maybe the last 2 years when they won the championship, and then last year the Lakers won it instead. So that's the only thing. Like, is that the last 2 years? But hey, man, that's actually a good fact. Yeah, we'll bring back facts of the week. Actually, those are actually pretty fun, man.
Yeah.
But with that, we'll wrap it up, man. So I appreciate y'all watching, and to the fans that watch later, man, I appreciate y'all too. Y'all have a good night.